The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to Dueling Comedians, where two comedians clash to see whose comedy kills and who gets killed.
Figuratively speaking, of course.
All this to determine who claims the coveted Dueling Comedians Trophy. This is Dueling Comedians.
Dueling Comedians is in your head right now, and I can't do anything about it. So if you like what you're about to hear, or anything you've heard on Dueling Comedians, please like us on Facebook and Instagram, YouTube, and wherever other you kids find your things that get in your head. So that's all I got for right now. This is Tony V. I am with Doug Guertin.
Hello.
How are you, Doug?
I'm doing good.
Great.
You must be really running out of comics to bring on the show already.
I put out a blast, and whoever answered me first
nice.
got to be on because
I didn't see that. I came before the blast, just so people know.
Yeah. No, you were on the...
I was
you're
asked.
a guy I enjoy. Before we get into the meat of this,
yes.
and or whatever meat substitute you young people use these days,
Yes.
let me introduce you to my sidekick, Laugh Track Larry. He is the brains of the outfit. He pushes all the buttons and is he's the high energy force behind what propels this into the atmosphere.
Hi, Larry.
Good afternoon. You know, today I'm giddy with anticipation.
Yeah, is that what I was noticing?
You are hearing giddy.
Giddy. Yeah.
I felt it.
Yeah, you hat away from giddy up, as a matter of fact. We get you a cowboy hat, that'll be that. And Larry, I don't know if you know how dueling works, Doug.
No.
But we are vying for the coveted Dueling Comedians Trophy, 100% plastic with stickers on it.
I like it a lot. Look at that.
So now, because I like to, I know people like to have a competition.
Yeah,
now,
everything.
You, Doug Guertin, are one of those people I've known for years.
Right.
But I don't
I've
know.
been around for a while.
Yeah, you've been around, right?
Yes.
And you have your own track that you're taking doing stand-up. But I don't know. I think I may have seen you work maybe a half a dozen times.
Exactly, if that, yeah.
Yeah, because we...
Run in different circles.
A little bit,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I try to keep my feet and whatever other part of my body I can and knowing what's going on in the Boston comedy scene especially.
Yeah.
But you're one of those guys, and I always remember laughing at you every time I see you. And we play softball together.
Softball, yes, absolutely.
And stuff like that. So just tell folks how you got into stand-up and then the follow-up question at some point will be, what were your influences and was it something you wanted to do or did you fall into it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I started late. I started when I was 29. One of those things where, I'm going to be 30 soon. I haven't done anything with my life.
Right.
Nothing that I care about.
And stand-up comedy came into mind.
Yeah. And just so you know, I had a 4-year-old at that time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but that still wasn't enough an accomplishment for me. So I needed something to be to leave behind other than him.
Right.
And it was always something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Forever. When I was a kid, that's all I watched was stand-up comedy. I don't
so
know.
you loved it. You liked it.
Oh, from super young, yeah. And back
do you remember who you watched?
Well, Eddie Murphy at first. He
Right.
was the first ones, and Bill Cosby. Those were the two that I saw. The first specials I saw, Delirious and himself. And I would watch those over and over and over again. And then Comedy Central came into my life when I was maybe 15. And in the beginning, all they had was stand-up.
Right. That it was the cheapest thing to put on.
Yeah.
And they filmed everything and they put it on.
And I watched every second of it. And,
Really?
Oh yeah. I couldn't get enough. I watched all of it.
Hey,
Yeah.
Isn't Bill Cosby that pervert guy?
Yeah, but we didn't know it back then.
Yeah, I surely did not know it, and he didn't say it in the special itself, so I wasn't aware of it.
Yeah.
He wasn't even Mr. Huxtable yet.
No, not at that
He's just
point.
a great stand-up.
People forget that he look, you got... It's hard not to separate what you know about the guy now and what he was. But when I was a kid, too, his album, I had his stuff on vinyl.
Oh, yeah.
Cosby.
Yeah, I'm not that old.
No, you are not as old. No one's old as me.
Himself was like, oh, I think this is his first thing.
Right. No, I remember Wonderfulness.
Oh, yes.
And it was on vinyl, and it was Fat Albert and the whole cast of characters.
I did love that.
And it was groundbreaking at the time. It was almost subversive.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry that he's turned into.
It's unfortunate. It's really
not that he turned into a freak. That he was a freak the whole time, and just we didn't fucking know it.
I kind of think we're the victims in this whole thing, really.
Yeah, I mean, like we've been duped. How many times has that happened?
Can't believe it.
Yeah, you go, another one.
Nobody feels bad for the comics.
Right.
Looked up to him.
Right.
Sure.
And what he spawned.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's responsible for a lot.
Yeah, and please, we're not condoning any of his filthy behavior.
No, up until now I have not.
Yeah, not publicly anyway. We would never do that. So, but these are people we looked
at the time. He was a hero, man.
Because and even when you start hearing rumors, I go back. My hero was Lenny Bruce.
Sure.
Who I credit with giving us the ability to do what we were doing. Mm-hmm. And you would hear nasty shit about him too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But his was all out in the open, and his was just an alternative lifestyle. He wasn't raping anybody or being a pervert. He was just like he's just like to swear in public.
It's okay.
Yeah. Whatever gets you.
So it's tough. It's tough now, but my kid doesn't have. It's weird. My kid couldn't. I don't think he could care less that I'm a stand-up.
Doesn't matter.
He doesn't watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're lucky. Gus is huge into it.
Yeah, my son has put out his shingle.
Yeah.
And doing pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, my kid, I don't think he could give two shits that his father's a comic.
Yeah. How old is he now?
15.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If he doesn't give a shit now,
that's the thing.
He's not going to start.
No, when I was his age, that's all I cared about.
Yeah.
He couldn't care less.
That's so funny how,
it's crazy.
It's nuts. Now, where'd you grow up? Did you grow up around here?
Northbridge, Mass, small town south of Worcester, near Rhode Island.
There's something south of Worcester?
There's something in between Worcester and Rhode Island, and that's where I grew up.
Wow, what a weird place to be.
Yeah.
Between Worcester and Rhode Island. You could substitute rock and a hard place there.
Yeah, you saw all walks of life.
Yeah. Well, I am on record, and I've said this more than probably people care to hear, but I think Rhode Island is one of a couple places where comedy should not be allowed. They just don't get it. And
it's allowed to roam free too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's not under cage.
And they wear their ignorance like it's a badge. You know what I mean? Like they think geography is an excuse. Well, I'm from Warwick. What do you expect?
I was born here.
What do you want me to do? Yeah. So when you so how long have you been doing stand up?
I would say I'm 40 now, so around 11 years.
Yeah.
But it's like it's weird because since I have a son, I haven't quote unquote dedicated my life, gone every day kind of whole thing. It's been like I'll be it when I can be it type of thing.
Right. But so you're taking your dad duties very seriously.
Yeah, and I'm blaming my kid for my lack of success.
Oh, I've done that my whole thing. I didn't go to L.A. and New York because I wanted to raise you. Right. That's we all just,
sure.
You got to give them something to work out.
Look, we need to get something out of this.
Yeah.
And
where do you work most?
Worcester's booming now. I mean, there used to be nothing.
Worcester's gone crazy.
Thank God.
The Woo, as it's known now.
Yes.
Right?
A lot of comedy in Worcester.
Yeah, they've got a lot of one-nighters, and there's the Woo Ha Ha Comedy Club, right? Then there's another one in a hotel. But, it's sort of always been that way. It sort of fell out of favor a while, but even when I started some 30-something years ago, I mean, Worcester always had some sort of an outlet.
The Aku.
The Aku was a mainstay. And even before that, where the Galleria there was a place called Plums.
Never heard of Plums.
It was it's long gone. But, just to give you, for instance, how every place wanted to have stand-up because it was easy to do. We used to work on a balcony of a restaurant. And so there was no stage, there was just a railing in front of you that looked down onto the salad bar. And then people would sit to your left, then along the balcony, and then against the back wall. So the closest people you could technically see were about 40 feet away from you. And that show ran for 6 or 8 years.
Holy crap.
Every Friday night.
Wow.
And it was, it was just a matter of course go to Worcester. And now they're getting a baseball team and it's all good, right?
Oh, yeah, we're getting everything now.
How do people get a hold of you if they need to?
Doug Guertin, Guertin, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. That's my name.
All right, that music you hear in your head means we're going to a break, and then we'll continue with the duel. Larry, you all right with any of that?
Yeah.
All right, try to contain yourself.
You're listening to Dueling Comedians. Now streaming on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. This wicked pissa show will be right back.
Attention comedy fans, if you're hankering for some meat when you're on the go, I'd like you to try Two Guys Beef Jerky. It's smokehouse cilantro beef jerky, and there ain't anything better. With fresh cilantro and a classic blend of spices and flavors, this smokehouse cilantro jerky will be quickly one of your favorites. One bite of this amazing jerky, and you'll be hooked. A 3-ounce bag sells for $8, but we'll sell you 3 bags for $19.98. That's a 20% savings, but that's not all. For our Dueling Comedians listeners out there, we've got a special just for you. We'll throw in a bag of bacon jerky free. This fiery sriracha-style bacon jerky is addictive, and it's absolutely free. 3 bags of beef jerky and a bag of bacon jerky for just $19.98. That's a $12 savings right there, but that's still not all. Order now and put comedy as your coupon code, and we'll even pick up the shipping. Go to twoguys.com/jerky. That's the number 2guys.com/jerky. Put in 3 beef jerkies in your cart and put in the coupon code comedy, and we'll automatically include a free bacon jerky and cover your shipping costs. 2guys.com/jerky. That's the number 2guys.com/jerky.
That music again means there's music all over this thing for a comedy show. I love it. It's a transitional thing. You're listening to or watching or somehow the essence of Dueling Comedians is getting into your personage. And we couldn't be happier for that. Also, if you like anything you hear or see, like us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, subscribe to YouTube, do all of that stuff that a guy my age should know nothing about, except that I have teenage daughters and a son. And please, I'm talking to Doug Guertin. If you can, where can people find you if they wanted to?
Definitely on Facebook. I mean, I'm not too up to date on the social media.
Right.
I mean, I'm on Twitter and Instagram and everything else. Just my name.
Yeah. Now, do you only have the one kid?
One child, yes, one and done.
Yeah.
In and out. Yep. I'm on the back 9. I'm almost done.
You're almost done.
Yeah.
Can I just say this? My son's 21. My daughter will turn 19 soon, and you're never done.
Ugh. Don't tell me that.
I actually had to say to my nitwit kid this morning, I go, gas tanks don't fill themselves up.
Yeah, no.
And he goes, yeah, no, I'd like to wait till it's way down, so I only have to fill it once. I go, yeah, the light with the little gas thing on it? That means you're down.
It's way down.
Lights don't come on for any reason.
It's a signal.
Right.
Yeah. So great. No, I understand that. He's an idiot, so I'll be doing that forever. But as far as he gets I'm almost thinking 2 more years he'll have his license.
And he's not going to want it. Yeah. Where do you live? Is it a place he needs the license?
Yeah, he lives in the next town over. That's why I'm living in Northbridge, because
proximity to him.
I get to see him every day.
Yeah. See, my kids grew up in the city.
Oh, nice.
So when Gus got his license, the guy that gave, the trooper that did the test, he goes, look, I shouldn't be giving this kid his license, but just have him practice and tell him not to hit anything. Because they took the T everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? City kids and
I'm
stuff
sure my
like
son
that.
will be driving long before he takes a test, just,
Yeah. Because when you live in the suburbs, that's the way it's got to go.
That's what we do.
Yeah, sure. All right. Well, that always surprises people because it comes up on you. Now it's time for the duel. So you can do jokes, punchlines, yours, whatever you feel like doing. And I just don't want to put any undue pressure on you.
Yeah,
but the coveted trophy is at stake.
It'd be great to go home with that.
Me first?
You go.
All right. Well, I'll tell my I loved Rodney Dangerfield. He was my favorite.
Yeah.
So the only jokes I know are his that aren't mine. But I love the one he goes, yeah, I woke up and the fire alarm was going off. And then the next thing I hear is my wife saying, quiet, you'll wake daddy. I probably butchered that, but.
I wasn't going to start this way, but I reminded myself of something when I was talking about my automobile. I was one time driving my car, and it has a idiot light. It says check engine soon, right? So I'm driving, the check engine soon light comes on, and then it died. It gave me no time to check the engine soon. I don't know what I was actually arguing with my automobile over its definition of soon. It's like, surely it's more than a nanosecond. It seems like I need a check engine immediately light on. Check engine fuck, too late.
Yeah, I mean, to not even be able to finish a check engine sentence. Yeah, I guess as far as all I have jokes about my dad. You met my dad, right? Yeah, crazy fucker.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I think I'm one of his favorite comedians.
You definitely. I think you're number one. Yeah. Over me. But yeah. I always. Did you ever? Was your dad a drunk? Did you grow up with a drunk dad?
I think he had his day before I came along.
Oh, so he's wisened up.
Yeah, he wisened up.
Oh,
yeah,
that's smart. Yeah. My dad was a drunk guy. It was great though. A lot of advantages. Yeah. First off, zero pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody's walking up to me. So you're gonna follow in your dad's footsteps? No, it goes left, right, face plant.
My dad was more of with me. It was nothing I did was ever great. Like, he wasn't supportive.
Yeah.
It was always good enough. I'd help him with something and he'd go, that's good enough. And then I remember when I did my first Conan O'Brien show, and I had a pretty decent set, and I show it to him, because he would never stay up to watch it. And he goes, I guess it was good enough. It seemed like you were a comedian.
That's great. I'm a gambler too. I'm a gambleholic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Started young in Little League. Me and my little brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd gamble on what inning our drunk dad would get thrown out of.
I have had a gambling thing with me my whole career, because I worked Atlantic City, I worked Vegas a lot, and I used to enjoy those places because that's what showbiz was to me. And whenever I'd go to these places, people would always go to me, "Oh, you like Atlantic City and Vegas? Do you gamble?" And I go, "Look, I'm in my 60s. I have no real job. I have no visible means of security. I have no pension, right? I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah, I've been known to take a risk. Do I like to give my money to people I don't know? No, but yeah, I've gambled a little bit."
My dad, he would take us to the bar when we were kids.
Yeah.
Things you could do in the 80s.
Yeah.
There, he would show us how he gambled with our lives on the ride home.
I saw this, and I was reminded of this. This is something I used to talk about years ago, and they're reviving the play Cats. You know the play Cats? Sure. You know what it's about? Cats.
Got an idea,
Yeah, fucking Cats. A whole play, the longest running play in the history of play, is about singing cats. If that doesn't speak to America, and it's not even real cats, it's people dressed like cats. I would pay money to see real cats sing. That seems like it would be more enjoyable. That buzzer, when you didn't hear music,
Yeah.
that buzzer meant we're done.
Oh, I thought he was
Yeah.
throwing a fastball.
No. Larry sometimes does
Larry,
that.
that is tricky.
Larry, how you doing?
Well, time flies when you're having fun.
These
crazy.
things fly, man. It's crazy.
Although I'm feeling the heavy weight of judgment.
Oh no, heavy as the head that wears the crown, Larry.
I know how Ruth Bader Ginsburg must feel.
Yeah.
These are weighty decisions.
Yeah. And you are the Supreme Court of this show.
Although it's never easy, the winner is Tony V.
Well
Doug,
deserved.
Well, no, you put up a good
no.
fight. You were
Can't beat the
worthy.
king.
You were a worthy adversary. I hope you had fun.
I had a blast. You kidding?
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Thanks for doing it.
My pleasure.
This is Dueling Comedians. Again, like us on Facebook and all the other things that are on the interweb there that you kids like. And go see Doug Guertin when you can see it. And we'll keep doing this as long as the door's not locked. Thanks a lot for listening.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.